everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Beck. Today, we are going to test out this Darn Good Yarn of the Month kit that I got back in December. I showed it in my Vlogmas series, and this was $5 US dues, and I got 3 skeins of yarn, a pattern. I think there was a Christmas ornament in there too, and we're gonna try it out. This does have a specific pattern in mind for the yarn. Obviously you don't have to do that, but I'm gonna do that because this yarn I think will work very well with the pattern. Let me just pull up the picture for you. It's called the Snowball Fight Cowl by Jess Zarnecki, and it looks like that. It's a little bit of a brighter bluish aqua in the picture, but then we have this kind of more muted navy and sage and gray colorway, and they have both a crochet version and a knit version. Now, I don't want this to take forever. I'm doing this kind of as a stash busting project because how can I refuse 3 skeins of yarn for $5? But I do want to use them up, so I'm going to do the crochet versions. That'll go a little quicker, and I'm going to work on this while I'm reading a dragon book with my dragon jacket on with my dragon furry friend. So let's get started. So I'm up in my studio now. I kind of rearranged this place quite a bit in the past few days, and I decided I'm going to use this hook, which is an interchangeable one that I turned with my dad for Christmas 2 or 3 years ago, and it's a G, which my complaint with these, besides the fact that they're inline, because I don't prefer inline hooks, it's just that they're so, it's hard to know what you're using when there's no millimeter measurement on it. It just says G6, and that might be fly and all, but it doesn't tell me anything about how big the stitches are gonna be. But I think it's close enough to a 4 that I'm gonna use it. And let's get started on this. I need to cake these up actually, which I forgot that I was gonna have to do. So I'm gonna bring my Yarn Swift up here and my caker, and we'll turn them into usable cakes, or maybe one big cake. So I went ahead and caked up the 3 skeins. I ended up doing them in 3 separate cakes because I could just keep track of my progress better that way. And I went ahead and started the cowl, and this pattern is pretty easy, and it's not written in any sort of confusing way, so that was nice. And this is my progress after I finished 1 skein. And then I took it to an event and worked on it there. And here's what I did when I came back. Alright, so I have finished the cowl. I'm sorry for not checking in as much, but I kind of worked on it during an event that I went to where filming would not be appropriate. So I finished it. I actually, where did it go? I ended up with this much yarn left, which is pretty swag for the project to include pretty much exactly as much yarn as you need. I will say I modified it a little bit. It had a stitch called a slip half double crochet, which was basically just you yarn over, you go into the stitch, you pull up a loop through all the original loop of whatever you're working into, the yarn over, and the loop that was on the hook. And that was just driving me nuts because this yarn is stiffer than what I was used to, and I was using a small hook, and it has 2 plies, so the plies were separating, and I was just not wanting to deal with that. So I did a single crochet in the back loop instead of that stitch, which seemed to work out fine. The overall effect is similar. Someone's in the litter box, so we'll take a break. Are you done? I also did not work until the exact 96 rows that were stated. I just kept going until I ran out of yarn, which ended up to be this big. It's a pretty tall cowl. The yarn itself, it's variegated, so it does have that kind of like, it's not a color block effect, it's a variegated multicolor effect. It makes it so you can't really see the baubles that well, so I don't know if it's just that the colorway I got is kind of duller and not really, I don't know, it's a little bit darker than what would show up well for the pattern. But the pattern itself was easy enough to follow. The yarn for $5 is a steal. I just don't like that there was a bunch of knots in it, and I get that knots are a part of life. I'm usually a scrap happy crocheter. I love scraps. I don't mind knots at all. I just found that there was at least like 5 knots in each skein, and I had to like work around them, and I was worried about running out of yarn, so instead of taking them out, I crocheted over them. Like I tightened them first, but instead of untying them and then weaving in all the ends, I crocheted over them. And for this pattern, I think it was okay. You can't really see where the knots are, but it was just something to keep in mind, that if you do order from this company, the recycled yarn, which it makes sense that it is recycled, they're using what they have, they're gonna have some knots in it. Now for $5, if they did this promotion again, I might try it, just to see what else they produce, like what other yarns they have that I might like. But I think for this specific yarn, the silk, I think it was called Twilight yarn, I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase this. But yeah, let's just try this on real quick. It is very long, so you can bunch it up, or even if you wanted to fold the edge in, you could. I don't know how warm it would be because it's silk and not wool, but that's what it looks like. It kind of goes with my pajamas, which is kind of a win. But these, again, they're not really my colors. I really like pastel pink, I like bright colors, my keys, for example, rainbow. But for $5 and learning the new pattern, I think it was worth it. You know, I think it was worth it to try something new, and it was a good, easy project to work on during my event that I attended, which, by the way, was National Honor Our LGBT Elders Day, which was pretty swag. None of my things are in here, but I got like a pin and stuff from this, so that was cool. Tell an older LGBT person that you appreciate them today. Even if you don't have one in your life, go on a little Facebook group and find someone and say, hey, I think you're swag. But yeah, that kind of concludes this. I did like the feeling of the yarn, but I didn't like how stiff it was. I wonder if maybe blocking this or washing it will make it a little looser. But I'm going to be putting this cowl in my shop, so if you really, really like it and you have a coat or something that would go with it perfectly, please check out my Depop shop. And if you like anything about my channel, check my shop, because I make things with my personality and other people's personality and different colors and all kinds of things, and I need to sell them because honestly I have way too much stock at the moment. Also, Pride Month is coming up. I have gay things, and you know gay people, so like get them a little present, and maybe get yourself a little present too. But yeah, that's my review of the Darn Good Yarn subscription box that I got back in December. I would try it again if they do this promotion again, but I'm not going to be subscribing to the actual box for now. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. If you want to watch more videos from me, please do so. If you want to leave a comment and become my favorite person in the world, you are also welcome to do that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!